Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Of course, we are back again for another video, as I will be doing a review to our new home shirt. I have got the home shirt here, don't worry, but I'm not going to be wearing it tonight. I'm going to obviously be holding it and going through the details that way, because it's a lot easier to do that, because obviously you have to just kind of go through the details a bit easier when you're not actually wearing it. But of course, I will be wearing it plenty of times on streams in the near future as well. So yeah, obviously as well, after the main part of the show, obviously is talking about the shirt. Obviously, let me know in the comments what you think of the shirt as well. I know it's been very popular today. The shirt sales today have been very good. And then also we'll talk about latest news to finish with. Obviously, the news today that Danny Ward has signed a new deal, so that's a big announcement today for us. So talk about that, and anything else that anybody wants to bring up, we can go through that as well. But yeah, thank you all for coming in. But we're going to go through the comments first. Yeah, George, I know that I messed up the title. I do appreciate you telling me that. But yeah, I really do need to learn to take my time with it. I hate making mistakes, and when I make mistakes, it really does bother me, especially when I'd already done my promo and things on my socials and things. Then so you can't edit it on Twitter, so then it just makes it just annoying. But anyway, it is what it is, and we will just keep going. But yeah, thank you for letting me know about that. Big up to Ores, big up Ryan. Make sure to smash likes and subscribe if you're new. Big up, mate. Thank you so much for always being here and always showing your support. For me, it's just incredible. Doug's in, couldn't miss you for the shirt. You couldn't, could you really? Bright yellow shirt I had on, obviously, the charity shirt that was last season's third kit. And yeah, it was one of those, wasn't it, where, and plus, yeah, I know what you mean, so yeah. Smash the likes, but yes, big up Horace, big up, mate. I really appreciate it. Aiden's in, hello then, I hope you're okay. Yeah, I'm alright, thank you. Obviously it's Friday, obviously the weekend, so yeah, these weeks are flying by, aren't they? But the season will start before we know it, won't it? But yeah, I'm okay, mate. I hope you're doing well, and of course, Neil Warnock's behind me, indeed. Villa TV, who do you want the first game of the season? Well, I want an away game, and the reason I say I want an away game is I'm on holiday for the first game, so I really don't want to miss the first home game. So I'm praying for an away game, maybe an away game against Swansea or Cardiff, one of those teams maybe to start with. But yeah, I don't want a team that I want to go to, like Leicester or a Southampton, or Plymouth will be a new ground for me this year. But yeah, we'll just have to see. But I definitely want an away game anyway. So yeah, we're going to get into the show now anyway. And yeah, so I have got the shirt here behind me. Of course, this shirt is probably one of my favourite ones that we've had actually. And of course, it is, of course, the gold kind of feel to it, and yeah, we're gonna get into the details on what's different in this shirt as well, and also, obviously, people already know about the details and things, but I do want to go through it, and I'm sure that people who have got it as well will know as well. So, this, of course, is the kit. It's a gold kit. It is, to celebrate the France champions' achievements nearly 100 years ago now. And, the two subtle changes to this shirt is that, there's, if you can see, last year's shirt, I know it might be hard to see here, but last year's shirt was a plain blue and white. And what I mean by that is, if you look at the blue, there's like a pattern on the blue now, so that's like there's like stars within the blue and white, and also we've got the You know, we've also got the lettering as well here to commemorate the France champions kind of thing, achievements, which is really nice as well. And you know, the stars now are on the back, of course, with the so it's on the back this time. But this shirt is such a nice shirt. The pictures don't do it justice. I love how it's a gold touch to it, and every year they seem to do a fantastic job with the shirts, you know, and every year they seem to get better to me. This is my favourite shirt, I think, because it just has that lovely feel to it, and it's just such a nice. The design, you know, the gold. I love the gold. I think you know, obviously the details inside it as well. You know, it's just a nice shirt. It's a nice collector's item as well, because obviously it is a shirt to commemorate the France champions achievements that we did. So it is, you know, it is really, really nice. Yeah, maybe in the comments, Horace, you're loving it. Goal for promotion. I mean, yeah, I mean a lot of, I mean, I said that, but yeah, would be nice indeed. But yeah, what's at the back? Yeah, I mean, obviously the shirt at the back, obviously it's just a sponsor, and the stars at the back as well, 3 stars. And you know, it's proved very popular today. Obviously, the rating for the shirt is definitely, you know, if we're going out of 10 you know, 10 being the highest, I have to go with a 10 personally, because I just love it. I just really like it. I think it looks so good, you know, and yeah, it is one of those. But yeah, that looks like promotion. I mean, yeah, I mean it does, doesn't it? I think it does. This shirt deserves promotion. You know, this shirt does deserve promotion. But yeah, like I say, everything about this is obviously a gold theme, with the obviously the sponsors on the front as well, and then you've got the gold part at the back as well there. And yeah, I just love, because it's not just the plain blue and white; it's the fact that it's got stars in the blue and white now, which I just think is such a. It just looks so good, you know. But and also, you know, the lettering as well. I'm going to bring up some pictures as well now with the shirt, with a few of our players modelling the shirts, of course. Shirt rating 100. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a lovely shirt, really, you know, and it is. It's fantastic, and obviously it's been very popular. Sales have been very popular today, I've heard. So, and obviously it was busy this morning when I got mine. So, yeah, it is. But yeah, I mean, we're going to just bring up a few pictures. Obviously, Kasumu modelling the shirt there. Reg as well. Radoni, I had to have a Radoni picture in there, modelling it very nicely. That's the lettering I'm talking about. Obviously, it will be gold lettering and numbers for the shirt. So obviously, I haven't got a name and number on the shirt yet. I'm waiting for the squad numbers to be announced, and then I will be doing that. Obviously, I will be getting a Radoni on this shirt. So. Yeah, I'm looking for. Obviously, I want to put Radoni on my home shirt this time. I did have him on my away shirt last season, so yeah, he's going on my home shirt this year. But obviously, Hog is there, modelling the back there. The 3 of them together now, and yeah, so that's the shirt. That's our home shirt for the new season, and. I just think that, you know, it's a lovely touch, like I say, to celebrate the achievements of the France champions, and yeah, I've always been a big fan of gold. That you know me though, so I think it's it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. It's just an absolute beauty of the shirt. We love this chant that we've got going. Hopefully, we get it going next season. And but I mean, any questions about the shirt? Obviously, let me know, and obviously, let me know your thoughts of the shirt as well. Obviously, I know I've been kind of saying my thoughts, but yeah, I'm looking forward to wearing this one, and I'll certainly be wearing it a lot, obviously. And yeah, so let me know in the comments what you think of this shirt. But that's kind of my little review, really. I think so I'm just looking. But yeah, I think that obviously the shirt. Obviously, we can come back to the shirt, obviously, but let me know in the comments what you think of the shirt as well. But yeah, we're going to touch upon other news now, of course. I think that obviously today, it's been a busy week, hasn't it, really? It has been a very busy week. And obviously this morning it was announced, obviously Danny Ward has signed a new deal, a 2-year deal, in fact. And I think, to be honest with you, we were expecting this, weren't we, to be honest with you, because obviously Neil Warnock, his connection with Wardy, we knew that it was going to happen. So I think obviously now it's being completed. For me, I'm happy that he's signed for sure, and obviously he's a very good character to have around the dressing room, as well as, the things that he does on the pitch at times. He always plays for the badge, you can't fault him for that. And under Warnock, like I say, it's a fantastic match, isn't it? They've got a good relationship, and the trust that they have with one another. It's obviously a brilliant relationship between the two of them. Now, I don't know if I'm being a bit harsh here, but for me, Danny Ward, for me, it should have been a 1-year deal for Danny Ward, because I don't really understand. A 2-year deal. For me, like I say, it should have been a 1 year. I think we know what Wardy can do on his day, but the problem with Wardy is he's not consistent enough, is he? I think this season, though, he really does need to be adding more goals. You could probably say last season was a really difficult season to judge him by, because of what happened throughout the season. Obviously, he played very well under Warnock, but apart from that, obviously in a negative system and a negative way of playing, he wasn't really able to do much. But Wardy's always been inconsistent, I think. And like I say, you can't fault his effort. I'm not faulting his effort, because he does. He runs himself down to the ground. But we do need that end product too. Also, I do think we need another striker, as well as Ward, because obviously he's at an age now where he can't really play, every game. It'd be too much for him, really. The schedule in the Championship is just relentless. Saturday, Tuesday, pretty much every week. So and then obviously during Christmas it's even more busier, obviously, with various games, in that period as well, and New Year's as well. But I think for me, I'm happy that Ward signed, but he really does need to, start producing a bit more as well this time. But we're going to get into the comments, because obviously we've got a few things. Ryan, I have a question of Ward signing. Do you think if Warnock didn't come back, I think the fact that Warnock stayed on, I think that certainly made it pretty much certain he would stay on. Whereas if it was somebody else, I know he wants to stay at the club, because he did make that clear at the back end of the last season that he didn't want to stay on, regardless of who was the manager. But I think the fact that Warnock has come back in, I think that it made the decision easier for him, I think. And I think maybe we may have not seen him come back if Warnock. So I don't think we would have seen him come back if Warnock didn't come back either. So that's how I see it. is the new kit your favourite competitor? Yeah, Oris, this is the best. This is the best. This is the best kit the shoe that I like the most. Like I just think it's got it all. You know, like the gold. You know, the design as well. It's not just traditional blue and white. Obviously, like I said earlier, it's got a theme to it, and it's a really special shirt to have. Obviously, because of obviously what it's celebrating as well. So, yeah. Definitely my favourite shirt, for sure. Even with Wardy staying on, I still think we need at least 2 strikers in. Don't get me wrong, I like Ward, but the point in his career is more of a squad player, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, you're spot on. You're spot on, Ramsey. You really are, because the thing is with Ward is like I said, he's getting on a bit now. He obviously is 32 now. Like I said, he has signed a new 2-year deal, so it's his second permanent spell with us. As we know, he obviously rejoined us a couple of years back in the summer. He also was with us between 2011 and 2015 in his first stint with us. So then he went on to play for Rotherham and Cardiff. Like I said, I think things with Wardy is he's one of the most popular members of the dressing room as well. So that's what I was saying about the, you know, he's a good guy to have around the place. You know, good character, and you know, he does possess a lot of leadership skills. Obviously helping to set the standards and mentality across the club. Obviously, he's a local lad as well, Danny. Obviously, let's not forget, he was the top scorer in the 2022 season. 2021-22 season, sorry. Obviously, when we got to the playoff final. And, you know, I want to just kind of read what Warnock said about Danny Ward signing. I'm delighted that Danny has signed this extension to the contract. I've always enjoyed working with him. We have a great relationship together, and I know he'll continue to give everything next season as we try and climb higher up the table. He then goes on to say, I'm personally delighted having recently committed to the club full-time again myself, as Danny is one of the pieces of the jigsaw that I really want to get in place and get over the line. So that's the thoughts of the gaffer. But yeah, I agree with you, Ramsey. Like I said, I do agree with you. I think that we know how, I mean, you could say the system wasn't set up to score goals last season, predominantly, apart from when Warnock came and we started to score more, as we know. But apart from that, we never really set up in a way that we could actually score. But I know what you said. The thing is, what would you do with the other players, though, Ramsey? Because we've got, like, youngsters, obviously, that are like your Keane Harrett, your Simpsons, you know. Who else have we got? Well, them two in particular, you know, but I don't know. It's a tricky one. I mean, we definitely need another striker. And plus, does everybody think that Rhodes is going? Because now I think Rhodes may potentially move on now. Because obviously we know that Warnock really, Rhodes isn't really a Warnock player. Now, I think Rhodes, we know how much of a legend he is around these parts, and he's, you know, scoring so many goals for us. And but I just think that maybe he's a bit too, you know, he's too old now. He's a bit too old now. And obviously, we know that he can score goals if he gets a chance. But the fact that we didn't see much of him, I just don't think Warnock will utilise him that much. So maybe he'll look to move on. But that's just my thoughts, really. But yeah, I think Ward's position, I mean, the problem is it because Warnock, well, it's not a problem, but Warnock loves Ward. So if he's available, don't we all think that he's going to be starting him? And I do believe that he should be a squad player now, more or less, and, you know, maybe a bit of a backup, not playing every game. And we do need a centre forward that will score a good amount of goals, like I say. But like I said, they're not easy to come by, are they? But you know, I'm sure we're doing our best to maybe try and get somebody else in, which could improve it. And yeah, if we can get a striker in that can get, I mean, 15, 20 goals, just think how many goals we'll score, because we know how the defence love to chip in with goals. We know how the midfield, you know, likes to chip in with goals sometimes as well. And like Radone, you know, Radone's going to be scoring goals for us this season as well. So I think we just need that prolific striker, really, to really climb us up that table. Because I think defensively, I think defensively we're pretty solid. I know I did say earlier, you know, in the previous videos, that I do think we do need some depth in the defence, because especially centre back area, because we just don't have the depth. You know, if we get an injury, then we're gonna, in all due respect, we're gonna have to call upon the likes of Will Boyle and players like that. And for me, they shouldn't really be in the club, because they're just not good enough for this level. But yeah, so that's kind of my take. I honestly think Kyle Hudlin were part of the team next season, not every game, but what I did say was, yeah, he did. I think what he said, Aidan, is he did say that he will give everybody an opportunity in pre-season, which is right to do so. But the problem is I don't necessarily know if Hudlin is the answer just yet. I think, yeah, I'm just not. I mean, to be fair, we haven't seen enough of him to say that, but I just don't think he's the answer, really. If I'm honest with you, we need somebody that's ready to hit the ground running straight away. We you know, and obviously I'm not saying Hudlin should be thrown out completely. Maybe Hudlin should be a player from the bench, but I certainly don't think he should be leading the line much. I think he should be a bench player. But it depends who else we get in with. I mean, if he may want to go back out on loan, but anyway, Warnock will obviously assess that situation. But yeah, do you think the takeover will help us with Warnock? Do you think that the takeover will help us with Warnock staying at the club? I don't know what you're trying. Do you think that the takeover will help us? Help us with what? I think I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you're trying to ask there, George. If you want to clarify, but yeah, I think the takeover will obviously go through at some point, hopefully soon, because yeah, it's just annoying having to wait, isn't it? Really, but obviously we know it's not as easy as just signing on the dotted line and it's done. It's not as easy as that. You know, it does take time, but it should be done soon. If Simpson can get fit through pre-season, then he could potentially be a beast. But judging off, I think he needs. I mean, yeah, I think Warnock touched upon that as well, didn't he, in his press conference the other day? That he said, look, Simpson couldn't even last 10 minutes. He needs to be a lot fitter, and I think that obviously he'll be looking to. Warnock will be looking to make sure he's fitter come the start of the season, and obviously, yeah, because having a player that can only play 10-15 minutes is just absolutely pointless. You know, but you know, if he can get himself fit, potentially he could be a player that can do things. But I just think we need to go out and get somebody that will be able to be more prolific. I mean, I don't really know. We can't really judge Simpson because we haven't really seen much of him. But I'm just saying, I feel like I didn't really understand that signing person. I know he's a young lad, obviously, he's still there, but I didn't necessarily understand the Simpson signing, if I'm honest. I think we know how bad the recruitment was last season, and I'm not really sure what, because I know he's still young, but he hasn't really done much in his career. I know he's quite young still, but maybe I'm being too harsh. But yeah, if he can get fit, then I personally would have him as a squad player, but I'm not sure he's a regular. Even if he was to get fitter, I don't know if he's a starter for us. That's the problem. I'm not convinced about him being a starter, but may play a bigger role than he did last season. But we're just going to have to see, really. But yeah, if not, if one wants to loan him out, then and he sees that the most best option for him, then I'll obviously say fair enough. Ram says Jerry Hayes from Blackpool could be a call sign up top here, but he's got quite a few clubs after him, so chances of it happening might be limited. I mean, yeah, I think when I was looking at players I wanted to bring in, I actually pinpointed Jerry Hayes as one of the players that I'd like to see come in, because if you look at how many goals he scored for Blackpool, and they're very struggling side, I'm not surprised he's got many clubs looking at him. Depends which clubs are looking at him as well, though, because he may see this as a new project. Obviously, maybe, obviously the fact that Warnock's in the club, Warnock will draw players to the club, because I think everybody wants to work with Warnock, really. Not everybody, but a lot of people will want to work with Warnock because of who he is, so but for me, Jerry Yates is definitely a player that I would love to see as well. I think he will. I can't remember the stats now, but he was very good stats in a Blackpool side that struggled all seasons, we know. If we can get that creative flair, and obviously a player with creativity in the final third, then we could actually be, him, and obviously, I'd love to see, obviously, Karoma. Obviously, hopefully Karoma does sign a new deal. Obviously, that's still not been done yet, but hopefully he's next. And obviously, Sorba Thomas, obviously, he will be coming back into the fold. And Warnock, I thought it was interesting what Warnock said about Sorba Thomas, and he was asked about him, and obviously, he may. Oh God, I've gone off screen, but I'm back. He may need a few words saying to it, and he said he'll say a few stern words to him, but yeah, obviously, he's a player that obviously I did say that he really should be leaving, because of how things have panned out and what he's been saying, and obviously being quite disrespectful towards the club. But I suppose everybody deserves a second chance, and if he's willing to graft, and if he's willing to put the work in, and he's willing to if he wants to be at the club, then fine, let him stay. So Warnock could be working with him and helping him, and hopefully we can see another transformation in Sorba this season, because we know what he can do on his day. Especially we saw what he could do in the season that we got into the playoffs. So if we can get that Sorba back, he will be a crucial part of this squad. But his attitude has to be better than what it has been in the past, and like I said, he has to want to work hard as well, because if you don't work hard in a Warnock side, if you don't work hard, you're not going to be in a Warnock side. So it just depends what he wants to do. But obviously, I've not heard anything about him maybe going away, but or being linked away. Sorry, should I say? But yeah, I think he'll probably stay and be a crucial part of the squad in this season. So, do you think the takeover will help us try to avoid well, for me, I know I've kind of touched on this before, but for me, I don't really feel like we should be talking about the R word, really. And I'm not being overly confident here. I believe that I've said it in my previous shows that I believe that we was never set up to succeed last season, and it was always going to be a very, very difficult season. Maybe not as difficult as we anticipated, but I feel like because of the decisions off the field, it really costs us on it, as we already know. So now we've got the foundation set, we've got a plan, we've got a direction, we've got ambition of where we actually want to go. So I believe that will allow us to be able to be competitive and have a successful season this season. So I think that's the only reason we're in the relegation battle, because of the recruitment, because of the decisions that's being made off the field, and because there was no. it was just the club was just being run like a circus down there. And if a club's run like a circus, you're only going to get one outcome. So for me, it's not going to be. But I think that Warnock staying will mean that we can have a really good season, stability. We said that we need stability, so I think that definitely helps that for sure. How's the backup keeper? Nichols, I mean, don't you remember the good backup? But in case Belloc goes on loan, I wouldn't mind getting Lawrence Vigouroux from Leyton Orient. Yeah, I mean, actually, I don't know if I've mentioned this on stream before, but this is what I would do about the goalkeeping situation, because I believe that obviously Nichols, he's now number one, so he'll be number one. But for me, Bilakapic is at an age where he does need to be getting minutes. So personally, I would send him out on loan and get a more experienced keeper in to be backup for Nichols. And that way, Bilakapic can develop and get more senior minutes. And we can just have an experienced pro on the bench, which can play when called upon. So that's the approach I would go with the goalkeeping situation. So now you're talking about Lawrence Vigouroux from Leyton Orient. I mean, I'm not sure about him, but I certainly would like somebody that's experienced, obviously, that's maybe in the 30s and are just happy for a backup role, really, but still got the quality to come in if they need it. If they need to. I don't really know who I'd like to see coming, but yeah, that's the way I would see the goalkeeping situation. I really hope Warnock can work his magic on Kamara, because he's got the potential to be one special player. I mean, yeah, the problem with Kamara though, Ramsey, is obviously his contract is running down and he's refusing to sign a new deal. So are we best cashing in on him now whilst we can? Now he's being linked with other clubs. He's got a lot of talent, don't get me wrong. And Warnock said this in his press conference, didn't he, the other day about this. He's got a lot of talent, but I've forgotten how he worded what he said now. But I think he did mention his attitude, and he needs to tweak things in his game. That's what he said as well. So yeah, it's one of the. I mean, hopefully, if he does start. I mean, I can't see. I think he's being badly advised, really, if I'm honest with you, because I think Kamara does need to be staying here. But like I say, he's only got 1 year left. So if an offer does come in, we probably wouldn't let him go, fortunately, which is a shame, because he's a talent, isn't he? But sometimes you've got to look after the best interest of the club, really, and yeah. But yeah, obviously I've kind of shared my thoughts on the show. I know it's been quite a short stream, this, but if there's any more questions, feel free to get them in and we'll go through those. But yeah, obviously I'm really happy to get the new shirt. Obviously it'd be interesting to see what the other shirts will be like, the away shirt, and obviously it's such an expensive time, isn't it, getting all the. I mean, to be fair, I don't need to get every shirt, but I always end up saying I'm going to just get maybe the home and away one, and then I'll leave it there. But I always end up getting the third shirt as well. So it's just an expensive. It's a very expensive commitment. It's following football, I think. It's safe to say, but yeah, obviously, and then the training, and then we've got the training range to come out as well, the new training range. So yeah, it's just so expensive, but it is what it is. We've got a question by Aidan. Do you think Utah will improve under what? I mean, to be fair, I think that Nakayama will. We did see glimpses of what he could do before he got injured. I think that he was starting to look very. I know it took him time to settle, but I think he was looking like he was getting better. Before he got injured, he was looking the best he'd looked. Now, of course, Warnock being Warnock, he always gets more out of these players. So I believe that he can really improve U3 even more. and obviously he has been out a long time, so we have to consider this. It's not an easy transition to get back into it after being out for so long, but obviously I'm sure he's been working hard, and he's working hard now to get up to speed before pre-season starts. I'm not sure does anybody know when the players come back for pre-season? Because I think it might be the 1st of July, maybe. I think it might be the 1st of July, but I'm not sure. Ramsey, at least the shirts are quite cheap. That can't go wrong with £50. The other clubs are paying near 100. I mean, yeah. To be fair, you're right, aren't you? Yeah, some clubs charge £100 for a shirt. It's just, yeah. So yeah, I mean, obviously, I get what you're saying. But I suppose if you're getting a couple of shirts and plus the training gear, it can end up being very, very pricey still. But yeah, I mean, £100. I mean, you're right, really. £100 for a shirt. It's, at these clubs, for me, it's just taking advantage, really, of fans. And yeah, it's not on, really. But yeah, so maybe we are kind of maybe I'm being a bit tight, but yeah, it's quite expensive. But yeah, obviously Danny Ward sign on. So if Koroma can sign up now, that'll be lovely. Probably what happened over the weekend. It'll probably be maybe next week now that'll happen. And then we can add some new players to the squad that can improve. But obviously, we need to, like I said, we've got priorities to get in. Like I said, I think that for me, number one priority is a striker. Then we need to go and get some backup in the defence, especially in the centre-back area, because, like I said, the depth in the centre-back area is just not good enough for me. And then we could do with someone that could, is obviously quite creative in the midfield, can pull out a pass and create something out of nothing. Which, it's all good me saying all this, but it's not easy to find these players, we know this, but that's what you've got recruitment teams there for, and that's what you've got, people that go out and scout and look out for players, or may have knowledge of players. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Well, I don't know. To be honest with you, whenever I think about England football club, England football team, especially the men's team anyway, I just think it's so dull under Southgate, really. So we probably will win, but it'll be a boring game as usual. So yeah, it's away, isn't it, as well? Yeah, we'll probably win, but yeah, I haven't really got the appetite for it. Southgate, for me, has to go, and if he doesn't, then nothing will change. So that's just me, but yeah, probably a win. I don't know what score it is though. But yeah, Ramsey, I'd say we should sell with ball, but fake. I mean, I'm gonna say this, yeah, because listen, no, but the problem is I would say we need to get rid of Boyle, but nobody will want Boyle. No disrespect, nobody want. Maybe a lower league team may want him, maybe they would, but I don't know. I don't think we could actually sell him, to be honest with you. We'd have to pay. Oh, Rand, you do make me laugh. But yeah, so. But for me, Boyle should not be on the bench. I'm sorry, but next season we need depth, and he isn't the answer. If one of our defenders get injured, I wouldn't really be comfortable seeing Boyle in the squad. To be honest, yeah, because he's so slow, isn't he? He's got no pace whatsoever. He's not championship level. I'm not being funny, and I'm not being rude, but he isn't. He's just not good enough. And so we're just going to have to wait and see. But yeah, obviously we've done a review on the kit. We've talked about latest news. Obviously the takeover will be coming soon, for sure. Hopefully next week. Hopefully next week is the week that happens. But because even though we know that things will be going on behind the scenes to get us ready for next season, we know that things are going on behind the scenes. That will obviously be sorting out transfers and things like that. It won't just be waiting until the takeover happens. So at least things are moving in that direction in terms of getting ready for the season. And we're not having to wait. So that's positive. But for me, we just need to be secure. I know it will get done at some point, but we just need it to happen, and then it's official. But yeah, like I say, probably you'll see me wearing this shirt in the next stream. So yeah, and obviously many other streams also. But yeah, obviously I did want to kind of not wear it tonight and obviously show you it and give my thoughts on it. But yeah, like I say, gold, and there's people saying in the chat, gold for promotion. That would be very lovely indeed. And like I say, I don't want to get carried away, but I do feel like if we get back to the Premier League, we do have a bit of unfinished business to do there. I think the way it ended in the Premier League was quite sour, quite annoying, and yeah, we want to put things right for sure. But another thing I always hear once is that he keeps up with fan page. You never know, he might be watching this one. I mean, very unlikely, but yeah. But yeah, he does like his fan page, doesn't he? But yeah, I mean, if he is watching, then that'll be pretty. It'd make me quite speechless. But yeah, joking aside. So obviously next week, content coming next week. I'm going to put out a post over the weekend about this, and we're going to get people's suggestions on what you want to see on the channel coming. Because I do have a few ideas, but I do want to hear what other people, what you viewers, fans, supporters of the channel want to see. Now, I probably am going to do a championship prediction table, and I'll probably jinx it again, but I know Aidan mentioned it, so Aidan, thank you for that suggestion. So we'll do a championship prediction table next week, probably Monday, that one for Monday. And yeah, obviously that prediction coming the end of the season will probably be so wrong. But yeah, it's just good fun, isn't it, really? It's good fun, and it's good to get everybody else's thoughts on where they think people finish. And obviously I'll just keep up with any other announcements, any other news that we have. So I'll keep coming on here and doing shows about the latest news, transfers, takeover news, and yeah, just kind of keep trying to come up with things from now until pre-season properly begins, when the games start coming, and then we can start getting into the reviews and previews again. I mean, I don't know if I'll do previews for the pre-season, but I'll probably do a review for each of those. And then once the season starts, obviously we'll do the previews and reviews again. It'd be good to get those back. But yeah, so like I say, let me know what other ideas, what else we can do on the channel, and we'll just take it from there, really. But Terry Darts is in. Good afternoon. How are we doing? Yes, I'm all right. Thank you. Hope you're well. Thank you for coming by. You've kind of caught the back end of the show. We've just been talking about the new shirt. I'm sure you're loving it as well, Terry Darts, the new gold shirt that we've released today. And we've talked about, obviously, Danny Ward's contract. Brilliant news to see that happen. and just been talking about, other things really. But yeah, obviously, thank you for coming in. But yeah, I think we're going to wrap it up here. I know it's been a shorter one than usual, but I usually do like to go for the hour. But we're going to end it here because we've kind of covered everything in this show. And so yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it. Obviously, it's been good to talk about the new shirt, and obviously the other shirts that will come. We'll obviously do some more shirt reviews. Obviously the away shirt and the third shirt as well, and then the training gear as well. We'll do some reviews on those if people want that. But yeah, it's good to do really. The new shirt is fire. I know everybody loves it. I mean, everybody loves it, and I'm not surprised. It's absolutely fantastic, and like I said, I won't keep saying it. It's a shirt that deserves promotion, and we're going to do our best to try and compete next season. To Warnock, get the players ready, and we'll be ready. Trust me, we'll be ready come August the 7th, or the weekend, August the 6th is the Friday, August the 7th, the Saturday. So we'll be ready for the start of the season. Make no mistake about it this time. Love it, yeah. We love it though. We love this shirt, and like I say, I'm going to be wearing this shirt a lot over the summer. But yeah. So that's it. Obviously, thank you all for watching. Hope you all. Right, you've asked me a question, so we're going to do this before we leave. What are you hoping for in the new away shirt? I hope Redham. I mean, I have seen some ideas go around about which, what shirt, what the away shirt may be looking like and things like that. But they're only obviously provisional kits out there, so they're not actually real. But for me, I have to agree. I would like to see the red and black stripes kit for the away shirt. I think it'll look really, really nice in there. I think that would be really good. I can't remember, because we've had the red and black one before, but I can't remember which season it was. Now, I think it was when I was really, really young actually, because I can only remember it vaguely. But yeah, I don't know what year. But we have had one of those red and black designs before. But I can't remember which year it is. But yeah, that'll probably be my pick as well. But we'll have to wait and see. And obviously, I'm presuming the new away shirt will be coming out in the next few weeks as well, into July probably, maybe in the next 3 or 4 weeks. That shirt will come out. But yeah, we'll just have to see. I'm really excited to see, because like I said earlier, see, you wasn't in earlier, but I see that they get the shirts better and better each year. And I just think, they're gonna pull it off again, and they're gonna bring out a shirt that we are. I mean, I suppose you can't get everybody to like the shirt, because it's all matter of opinion. But majority that I've seen love this home shirt. So this home shirt has gone down a treat, and I think 99.99% of people love the shirt. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, like I say, we're going to wrap it up here now anyway. Hope you all enjoyed the weekend. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate everybody's support. Honestly, it means a lot to me for everybody that continues to come back to the channel and shows the support. And yeah, I hope you all have a lovely weekend. Take care, stay safe, whatever you get up to, and we'll see you on the next one, which will obviously be Monday. I'll definitely be Monday, and we'll probably do our predictions for the championship table. So it'll be good for you to join me then. Obviously, normal time, you know what time it is, 6 o'clock, our normal slot, and we'll do that then. But yeah, so yeah. Goodbye, everybody, and I'll see you on the next one. And as always, up the town, Neil Warnock's Barmy Army. Come on, you terriers, let's go. Good night.